welcome back to another episode of Publicized Theory podcast, the podcast where I talk about self mastery, self development, and concepts that'll help all of us become the best versions of ourselves. This is officially the season finale of season 1 of Publicized Theory. Again, I usually start off every episode by saying thank you all for tapping in with me for another episode, but in this case, thank you all for tapping in with me to 22 full episodes of Publicized Theory spanning 6 months from January 12th through June 12th. Again, it's been a learning experience. It's been a great experience. It's been a therapeutic experience for me because I'm able to express my thoughts and affirm things that I want to also act upon and experience in my life. So it's a win-win situation. This podcast has been amazing, and I couldn't be more grateful that I have started it when I did, because what better time than now? I'm happy that I took that approach 6 months ago. And here we are 6 months down the line, 22 episodes deep, and most likely will be counting. In so many things that we do, there are moments where obviously we want to quit. There are moments where we question the goal. There are moments where we question ourselves. There are moments where we question sometimes our existence. There are moments that we question what it is that we're doing and why we ended up pursuing the things that we are pursuing in the moment, and a litany of other things that we question, sometimes day in and day out, sometimes not so often. But there are moments where we begin to question whether it is what we doing the right thing to do, whether it's going to bring the goals that we have to life, the dreams that we have to life, the desires that we have to life. With all of that comes a level of faith, a level of dedication, a level of discipline, and a level of understanding that we all have to perform in many ways regardless in order to get things done. There will be moments when we're happy and we're joyous and we're ecstatic about what it is that we're doing. But then there will be other moments when we're maybe low energy, maybe not really feeling it. But it's those moments where we push through and we perform regardless, because we know that what it is that we're doing is to satisfy the ultimate goal of achieving the things that we want to achieve. In so many cases, the power of one more reigns true, because it's doing that thing that you don't want to do one more time that will yield the results that you're looking for in the long run, just by it being compounded. For example, if you're in the gym and you're doing reps, and let's say you always do a set with 12 reps. In that case, the power of one more, if you do 12 and you go to 13, or if you do 14, you go to 15, so on and so forth, the power of one more increases your durability in maximizing the amount of reps you can do for that set, which then expands to being stronger, which then leads to your muscles being able to absorb more weight, which means in the end, depending on your goal, one, you just became stronger, but two, you are reaching new levels in terms of your overall physical strength. That's the power of one more rep in the gym. But what about if you're a business owner? What about if you've put in the work, you've built a business, or you're in the midst of building a business? How can the power of one more apply to you? Well, most businesses, you're selling something, whether it's a product, whether it's a service. Well, if you're selling a service, the power of calling one more person, the power of making one more cold call. You may have went through 20 rejections throughout the day, but what about on that 21st call, before you decide to clock out, before you say to yourself, you know what, I've given it all, I've made 20 calls today, I'm going to wrap it up. But what if you made that 21st call or that 22nd call, and those were the calls, or that was the call where you landed a client, or you landed someone who was warm and was interested in what you had to offer and wanted to follow up with you the next day or the next week? That's the power of one more. But what if you're not a business owner? What if you're someone like me who's a day trader? What if I've had multiple losing trades spanning days or sessions, weeks, whatever the case may be? What if I gave up? What if I threw in the towel and said, you know what, trading isn't for me? I thought it was, and things are just not panning out. But what if after the 7th losing trade or the 3rd losing trade, I traded one more time, understanding and being confident in my bias and my edge and my setup, and that was the trade that wiped away all of the losses. That was the trade that gave me profits, that wiped away all of the losses during the past 3 days or the past 3 trades. The power of one more. But what if you're not a trader? What if you're someone who's just not even employed and you're looking for a job? What if you've submitted 100 applications over the last 4 or 5 weeks and you said to yourself, you know what, I've done all of I can do. Out of 100 applications, I've had about 8 to 10 callbacks, a few interviews, second round interviews, haven't received an offer yet. I'm not sure there's jobs out there for me. I'm not sure that there are currently opportunities that are available for me. And I don't believe that this will take me anywhere. But what about if it was that 101st application that you submitted that allowed you to get an offer, get the salary that you were looking for, the benefits that you were looking for, and the ultimate job that cater to all of your needs, whether it's remote, hybrid, in office, whatever it is that you're seeking? What if that 101 application was the one, the power of one more? In every, I would say, family, or in every friend group, or in every generation, at least the successful ones, there was someone who was willing to put in that one more effort. There was someone who was willing to make that one more phone call. There was someone who was willing to submit that application. There was someone who was willing to, throughout all his losses, place another trade. There was someone who was willing to do another rep and max out in the gym, even though they were tired. There was someone who was willing to push the boundaries on what they believe is their max. There was someone who was willing to push the boundaries into what they believed was their end all be all. For you and your situation, what is something that you can apply the power of one more to? What do you feel like you're maxed out at right now that you can say to yourself, you know what? I can go harder in this area. I can push my boundaries and give it one more shot. I can submit one more application. I can do one more rep. I can make one more phone call. I can communicate more effectively one more time. Whatever the scenario it is that you are involved in, what is that one more effect that you can apply to in your life right now? Have you maxed out your capabilities? Have you truly maxed out your potential? The first thought that may come to mind is yes. And it's okay to feel that way, because at the end of the day, that may be your best. But can you get more out of you with a little more effort, with a little more desire, with a little more hunger, with a little more passion? Can you apply the power of one more to whatever it is that you're working on right now in your life? And if you can, imagine the results that can come with that one more. Imagine the compound effect and the ripple effect that it will cause, because you're not even putting in the same effort that you were the day before. You're putting in one more. You're putting in a little extra. You're putting in different energy. You're giving it one more opportunity. And when you continue to stack those one mores, that's where the magic happens, because you essentially never quit. And that's the overall concept of the power of one more. Continuing to do what it is that you're doing by giving more effort, consistent effort, but more importantly, never quitting. Whatever it is, the goal and the dream that you have for yourself, never quit. If you have to pivot, so be it. But whatever it is that you're pivoting to, don't quit. Continue to believe, continue to stay solid, continue to be confident, and continue to apply the power of one more. Through those one mores, the results will come. It's easy to give up. It's easy to quit. It's easy to throw in the towel and find excuses and ways in which you need to do something that's easier, that's more comforting, that puts you at ease because it speaks to your comfort zone. I figured I'll make the season finale episode in a way similar to how the podcast started, which is just really talking about dreams, talking about never quitting, talking about the power of consistency, the power of giving it your all day in and day out, and honestly, not shortchanging yourself. We may feel like we are not powerful individuals, but let me remind you, or be the first to tell you, that we are all extremely powerful. We all can do so much. We all, in my opinion, have limitless potential. Think about that over the weekend and into next week, and whenever you have a moment, can you apply the power of one more to aspects of your life that you want to see the most rewards and gratification from, that you may not be receiving already? And if so, challenge yourself, truly challenge yourself to give it a little more effort, to give it a little more time, a little more dedication, a little more attention, and continue to do that until the results come your way. But the last thing you would want to do at this moment in time is quit. With that being said, thank you all for tapping in with me to the season finale of Publicized Theory. Season 2 is coming right around the corner. It will be up before the 4th of July. Season 2, episode 1. This first season was a blast. I had a lot of fun just crafting the episodes, thinking about the episodes, listening to the episodes, reflecting on ways I can get better, reflecting on things that I can do. I feel like I've become a better podcast speaker in terms of vocalizing my thoughts in real time. There are always edits and removing filler words, so on and so forth. But for the most part, a lot of what I say is kept, and I'm proud of that. Definitely come a long way. I will continue to get better. A goal moving forward will be video versions of these episodes and not just audio. I know, I won't even say I believe, I know that that will take Publicized Theory to the next level. And that's what I'm looking to do. Can't wait for that to begin. But overall, like I said, thank you all for tapping in to another episode, another week. I hope these episodes resonate with you. And if they do, and if you feel so inclined to share it with your family and friends, thank you so much. Share the love, share the insight, and let's all grow together. Let's all take this game called life to new levels and really master ourselves so that we can really reap all the benefits and rewards that being alive and living has to offer. Thank you all. Continue to stay safe, continue to stay blessed, but more importantly, continue to walk confidently in the direction of your dreams.